Hello and welcome to today's webinar. Good evening to all of you. I can still see people are joining in, so thank you so much for taking time to join us.
At least we should have good evening to at least 4 of us first. Okay, good evening.
Yeah. All right. So today we will be talking about digitalize your tourism business now or never. Those who are not familiar with the TIN.MEDIA, we are Malaysia's homegrown travel trade digital media. We focus on tourism industry, and we believe that we can help assist the tourism industry to go digital and be relevant in today's time. My name is Presanth Chandra. If you find it difficult to call, you can call me PC, and I'll be your moderator today. So I'm very excited to be hosting this session today. We have quite a number of people who are live, and thank you so much for joining in. So TIN.MEDIA has come up with a series of webinars called the Problem Solving Series, which will be organized on a weekly basis with the intention to educate and help the tourism industry about the benefit of digitalization, especially when we are facing such a crisis situation. In this webinar series, we'll try to fill the digital gap between the offline businesses and the online businesses in the tourism industry by connecting both of them and exploring digital opportunities in such sessions. So we have a panel of experts today, and you have your expertise in your field. So we would look forward to have your opinion, feedback, and ideas on the subject. So do feel free to write your opinion on the comment section below. Like a large part of tourism operators today is offline. In sectors like tour operators, travel agents, MICE operators, event managers, and many other operators are still managing their business offline. And on the other hand, you have the digital ecosystem of travel industry, such as OTAs, influencers, bloggers, travel service platforms, and the social media, the e-commerce platforms, and so many technology providers for travel industry. So we'll try our best to bridge the gap, which eventually benefit the entire travel ecosystem. And this is the first time we thought we should do this interaction through webinars. And this time, the time is now, as we all have a lot of free time these days, right? So the panelists are here today to share their pre-COVID journey and the post-COVID plans. And we have you, the viewers. We have almost 115 people live at the moment. I can see more people are joining in. Thank you so much for joining. So we have you, the viewers, who will also actively sharing your comments, your opinions. We need your ideas and the comments and whatever suggestions you have. So that this platform we can use this for brainstorming and problem solving and all that. So today we have 3 important people on our panel. I will shortly introduce them to you. Before I move on, let me request all the viewers to feel free and be relaxed. So make this more interactive by using the comment section below. You can post all the questions, the suggestions you have in your mind. We may not have enough time to respond each one of it, but we will we'll try to do as much as we can. Yeah. So if you don't find your answers during today's webinar, we will surely follow it up afterwards. And more important request, we would like to encourage all of you to share on your social networks. Post this webinar directly to your Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and let your friends watch this as well. So without any further delay, let me introduce our super special panel of experts. Let me give you a brief introduction about them. Yeah. First speaker we have is Irvine Lu, the Director, Digital Marketing, Berjaya Hotels and Resorts. He's a software engineer, graduated in IT with an experience of more than 18 years. So I'm just giving you a brief introduction. Later we will go towards them and they will talk more about their idea and all these things. So he's been in the industry for 18 years and he was mainly focusing on hotel industry, on digital marketing, channel distribution, revenue management, and he specializes in online segments. And the second speaker we have is Ms. Jessica Ko, the Director of Travelers DMC Malaysia. So we have, she's been in the tourism industry for like 12 years, focusing in MICE, leisure, and she's been doing FITs, tailor-made packages, and B2B hotel wholesaling, etc. So the third speaker we have is Mr. Win Tan. So he's the digitalization has been his core values. With years of experience in digital marketing, he aims to guide us through to what should be the right way forward. So for those who have just joined in, a very warm welcome and thank you so much for joining in. Please share the live feed with your social networks so that more people can watch. I would request the speakers to start your introduction. Can I have Jessica to say a few words, Jessica?
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Jessica. I'm one of the founding directors of the Traveler Malaysia. And just as Presanth has mentioned, we are a DMC, a destination management company, that's been focusing predominantly on a very hybrid system. We have MICE and incentive group divisions, as well as FIT and B2B hotel wholesaling, which is online. Our key business partners are actually travel agencies and wholesalers from India, the Asian market, China, as well as the Middle East. So, yeah.
All right. So let's move on to Irvine. Can you have some words from you so that viewers can get to know that your background and the journey so far?
Sure. Hi, good evening, everybody. Okay, my name is Irvine. Like what PC have just introduced myself, I'm actually from the software engineer background, graduated in IT, software engineer. So started off with doing all this software solution development. And by chance, that actually I got a chance to enter into hospitality and travel industry. And it's been 18 years that staying in the industry, starting being a solution provider, provide software, website, engine for all those like travel agents, operators, and airlines. Until about 11 years ago, I decided to be focused more in the hotel industry. So, and doing more, a lot of those like digital marketing, channel distribution, revenue management, that very specialized in the online segments. So, and currently I'm working with Berjaya Hotels and Resorts.
All right. So let's move on to Win. Win, can we have a few words from you, Win?
Hi, evening everyone. My name is Win Tan. So basically, before I move on into digital industry, I was from travel and hospitality industry. So actually, I'm a bit of opposite from what you're experiencing now. So what I will be sharing today is I'll be teaching and also helping you all to make your first step into digitalization with a minimum cost and also probably no cost at all. So we are doing this webinars is for people like travel agents, hoteliers, that they think that to be digitalized, you need to have a lot of cost. You need to have like maybe 10,000, 100,000 to go digitalized. So I'm here to actually change the mindset that you can actually go into digitalization with actually, I think 200 ringgit should be enough. All right, thank you. Back to you, Presanth.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, who doesn't want to save money? Yeah, that's amazing. So, all right. So I think let's start with our question. Or those who are tuning in, welcome. And thank you so much for tuning in. We can see a lot of people are, saying hi and good evening. Good evening to all of you. We really appreciate your time to tuning into our webinar. So I think let's not waste time. Let's start with some questions. I'll start with Jessica, right? Okay, Jessica, how has the industry changed post COVID-19 for your business? If you can give some insights. We have a lot of travel agents, a lot of tour operators, hoteliers are watching live at the moment. I'm sure all of us sharing the same emotions, but then you can share your journey so that it's, yeah, please.
Yeah, basically, I think everybody knows that the travel industry is the hardest hit during this time. I think by the end of January, when China was on full blown, the office was basically battling cancellations after cancellations. So we were very busy, but we were doing a lot of cancellations. But everything just came to a standstill when all the borders started closing. And it was a very big impact for us because when, we thought only China happened. And then when all the other countries started closing, we could really see that revenue streams have stopped. So post-COVID to date, cancellations are still ongoing, unfortunately. Groups have come to a standstill. Meetings and incentives seems quite bleak at the moment. So I would say, while everything is on a standstill for us, we still have a team of people working behind on our B2B system. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I would like those who are tuning in, warm welcome. Please type in your interactive, whatever messages you want to inform your speakers. You can please type into the comment section. Let me ask Irvine, what are the digital platforms one can market a tourism product? So which is the most relevant to the travel industry, Lamin? So if you can just give us some insight according to your knowledge.
Oh, all right. I must say that from the perspective of the hotelier as a background, in terms of the digital platforms establishment up to now, right, is considered as very mature. Okay, so a lot of people are trying to find out more, but pretty much is stagnant there. But fundamentally, okay, you must have all those like your fully own control website, okay, and then the booking engine, I call it CRS, which comprise the website booking engine, the mobile responsive website and mobile apps, GDS, airlines, and then for bundle offers and channel management or OTA is a very huge topic. And then the meta search, social media, marketplace, chatbot, and goes on. So these are the ones that are quite comprehensive. A lot of it utilize all, but this should cover the basic one.
All right. I think we have a bit of a problem with the voice, and maybe are you guys clear on his? I think there is some breaking on the voice, but I think maybe the network should be good with it. All right, so I would move on to Vin. Vin, can I ask you this question? That how many percentage of travel industry in Asia, or let's say in Malaysia, are online, and how many percentage of them are offline? You will have some idea on this. If you can share with us, yeah.
Okay, thank you. For this one, for the whole Asia, I wouldn't dare to say anything, but for Malaysia, I'm pretty sure of this. Okay, for Malaysia, before that, I would like to ask the audience, how many of you are from travel industry? Please press 1. How many of you are from hotel industry? Please press 2. So travel 1, hotel 2, and from transport and so on, you can press 3. And tour guide, please press 4. So we can see that how many people are actually from different type of industry are here today. So I repeat myself, 1 for travel agents or travel industry players, 2 for hotel industry players, 3 for others like transport, airlines, and this one, all is in 3, and 4 will be the tour guides. So a lot of people, they forgotten about tour guides. So we mustn't forget about the tour guides too. Okay. Oh, great. So, okay. Now back to Presanth's question.
All right.
How
Okay,
many
yeah.
percentage of how many percentage of travel agents are in online platform or online digitalized in Malaysia? I would say that about 99% of them are in online platform.
Okay.
You know why? Because in Malaysia, a lot of people, they will say, I have Facebook page. That's all. And they say that they're already online. Just a Facebook page, they say that they are already digitalized. So I can't say how many percent are actually on and how many percent are actually off, because what they say is true. Even though I have a Facebook page with only 1 likes or 0 likes, I consider myself as online platform. I already joined in. So it's true. So what we will be doing now is we will be guiding through what can you do to actually step more into digitalizations. So I believe that there is a lot of travel agents, they only have Facebook page, but they are not active in it. And a lot of agents and a lot of hotels, they don't have these websites. So after this, we will be talking more in details about these things. So I hope that answer your question.
Yeah, that's a very good observation. Actually, I would see that I think most of the part of the industry is offline than online. So there's a lot of online work has to be done. All right, so I will move on to Jessica. Can you, if I may ask you, like, what are the biggest concern you have about your business at this point of time?
I think the first thing that everyone would have on their mind right now is actually cash flow management. We are in a situation where we are actually trying to manage our expenditure, as well as look at places where we can generate revenue. So I would say liquidity is one thing of a very great concern right now. But in the meantime, while we are looking at cutting expenses, we have also got to look at areas where we can try to generate some form of revenue for the runway that we have. We understand that COVID will hit us for at least 6 to 9 months. So this is quite not an ideal situation where we are in. The second thing that is really on my mind is restarting after the MCO, because a new norm would begin. Many trends are actually emerging right now, and we are every day is basically looking at the trends and then putting it up into charts and diagrams to see how we can actually leverage on the trend and see how we can move forward. Because we know that travel is not an essential product, right? So this is a very high concern for us at the moment. Yeah. This is something that we have to look into. So how we can move forward from here and put it into execution. Yeah.
Absolutely right, Jessica. I think it's the concern of every one of us from the industry. Let me move on to Irvine. If I ask you, like, how was the hotel industry is going to change post-COVID? What is your take on this?
It's a lot, really, it's a lot. I like what Jessica said, the new norm. Indeed, yes, we have new terms that we call it the new normal after reopening. Okay, and apparently this new normal has been changing from time to time. When we first started in the month of January, so we start prepare something, but we realized it's no longer in need in the month of February. When we were trying to prepare something else, we realized it's no longer in need in the month of March. Okay, the changes is too drastic that we are still monitoring. But I must say that, okay, because of this change, okay, our new customer, okay, I won't say that our new customer, the guest behavior, okay, on choosing what hotels to stay has all changed, okay. They may be comparing in terms of the pricing, those days has now into the safety and also the flexibility of booking policy, and necessarily must be the kind of like the product. It could be the experience. There's so much that has been changed, but I will call it, because of this COVID-19, okay, it's a wake-up call for those who are not very well equipped with all this digital environment. They have to, because it's going to help them a lot.
All right. Yeah, that is very true. Amazing thought. I just want to go to Wind, and I want to ask him, what can be the biggest fear of an offline business to adapt digitalization? I think you are the right person to answer this.
All right, thank you. The biggest fear, what I think is, it will be actually two things. All right, it will be actually two main things that all the offline businesses will be actually particular on these two things. If you agree with me, please press 1. If not, you please press 2. Okay. All right. So the first thing is they don't know how to do it. First thing, they don't know how to do it. That's why they fear to go online, because they scared they screw up. They scared that they do it the wrong way. All right. The second thing is because of high cost to go online, because the mindset now is to go online, you need a lot of money. So when you combine both of these, they scared to go online because they don't know how to do it, and they don't want to actually waste all the money because it's so expensive and they don't know how to do it. So that's why people are trying not to go online. But what I think is, it's time for you to go online through the right way. All right. So if you agree with what I said, you can press 1. If not, you can press 2, or you can share your thoughts with us. It will be great that you can share us your thoughts, so we will know what is the problems that the industry players are actually facing, and we will try to solve it in our next series, or we will even maybe commend you after this. Thank you. Back to you, Presanth.
All right. So thank you so much for whosoever who's tuning in now. I can say hi from Grace Leon, hi from Lily, hi Lily, and we have somebody from Greece. Hi, nice to see you here. It's truly an international audience we have here. I hope we can have a very good discussion. All right, let me move on to Jessica. So, Jessica, what is your digitalizing journey so far? I mean, if you talk about digitalization in your business as a DMC, where do you stand at this point of time?
Okay, so basically we are what we call a hybrid model. We started our business 12 years ago. But in 2011, we embarked on a journey on our B2B system. So the other directors and I, together with our director of B2B, we went on, the first step that we did was sourcing for the right platform. Now, I wish, during 2011, it was now. because technology then is very limited to a few players, and sourcing for a perfect system was very difficult. We had to go through a lot of platforms to be able to identify one that suits our business needs, and also how much investment are we willing to put in. So sourcing was one, and then from there we narrowed down to the ideal platform. So from a B2B, DMC, we had to consider things like the pros and cons of the thing, how much long-term financial investments we're going to put in. Is it going to be a static or dynamic rates? Is it going to be easy to use for our team? Is it going to be easy to use for our clients? And so many things to look at. So, but eventually we settled on one that fits our business. So yes, technology then could be expensive, but we were really realistic. I think the management, the board of directors were really realistic to say that this is a system that could fit our business needs at this point in time for the X amount of years. And then when we are okay with it, we would be willing to invest further. So that was step one. Then along the way, we also looked into a CRM system, which is something which I'm very glad that we put a lot of effort into, because right now we are still communicating with our clients from the Middle East, from India, from Philippines and Indonesia. So I think some of my clients are hearing from us every week about what's happening in Malaysia, what's happening in Singapore, how are the team doing? What are we moving forward with? Yeah. So these are the digitalization, or rather the digital journey that we went through. But that said, it wasn't easy, but our team was really good. They journeyed with us. Yeah.
Amazing input, Jessica. I mean, all the best with your future endeavors on digital. All right, so we talk about fairs and exhibitions. I mean, almost everything has been canceling since the COVID episode. I have this question. Now we are talking about online fairs these days, right? So I have this question to Irvine. That have you participated in any online travel fairs? And please share us your experience on. I'm sure so many of us have not participated yet and would look forward for a kind of feedback on how that goes. And so please, if you can give us some opinion.
About online fairs, yeah. All right, okay, it's a very interesting questions. Hold on a second. In fact, I have never been participated in any of the online travel fairs, okay, because the way how online works is we can be targeting to the clients who we wanted by our own. It's not unlike magazine that traditionally magazine that is very famous of a certain topic, so everybody buying the magazine and then the new release to talk about the topic of wellness, example as a subject. However, online is not that way. It's like, you advertise, you choose what kind of customer that you want to target and reach. For example, I want to reach the family types, I want to reach the couples, I want to reach the solo traveler, I want to target the country that is from Middle East, from Singapore. So it's not something that a magazine can tell you who do you want to choose. So therefore, if the online travel fair that I will be participating, unless they can show to me that who are the visitors the most, what kind of subject, and what are the behaviors that the customer are visiting their website, that I can bring certain justification on my advertisement with them. Okay, if not, I will prefer to do my own set of online travel fair. Okay, which we have done in the past several times, and in fact consider quite successful. So I may not want to put a chance to participate, rather by doing it on our own.
All right, so very interesting input. So you haven't participated yet. I wish I mean, in future, more and more people will be looking towards participating in online fairs. So going back to Wind, so as you rightly mentioned, a lot of businesses has already a website. Many of them doesn't have, but most of them has, and also Facebook and all that. So how can I? There are so many businesses have websites out there, and how can I make my website stand out? So what is your comment on that?
Okay, for this website, basically you will need to have, for website, in general speaking, you need to have a very good hosting. So a hosting is where you need to host a website. So a trusted hosting is the first priority. All right. So once you have a good website, you can actually make your website a mobile responsive one. So mobile responsive is because now there is a lot of people around the world. I think probably 80% of people are now online watching through their phone. How many of you are actually watching through the phone? You please press 1. If you are watching through laptops or computer, you can press 2. So we can actually see how much is the difference here. So mobile responsive website is very important one. So in order to have your website stand out from the others, your website must be mobile responsive. All right. So other than that, you can actually create a brand color. Brand colors, right? Let's say your brand color is red color. So your website must be built according to your brand colors. And there is one thing in digital that we call brand color palettes. So color palettes is actually a mixture of colors that will brings out your main color, which is red. So for example, you can add in pink color, you can add in white color, and you can add in maybe a maroon if you want for something that you want to specify. So this kind of thing, when people go inside your website, they will see, wow, you are very, what we call is up to trend. So when people go into your website, they see everything is like is already standardized. Even your pictures, when you post, you have these colors around. And when you post maybe your artworks or anything like that, you can have all these kind of standards. So people will actually like to see this kind of thing. That's from what our digital site we can see now. So the other one is you can actually find modern photography to put inside your websites. All right, modern photographies is what we will say as Instagrammer photography. Instead of you just simply take a photo and you edit the colors, then you just post on your WhatsApp. It doesn't work anymore. So what people now they want to see is they want to see the experience that other people are having at that particular places, hotels, travel destinations, even your coaches, your airlines. They want to see why people go to this, why people choose you. So if you post a simple picture of let's say a hotel rooms, yeah, you can show that your bed is like that, your room is like that, the decoration is like that. But if you add a person inside, let's say 2 person inside, sitting on the bed, they are drinking wine or maybe champagne or having a smiley face. So that brings a new story for your picture. And you even can sell it saying that this is a special made room for honeymooners. So in order to make your website stand out, a lot of modernizations have to be adopted. Yeah.
All right.
So
it's a very interesting input. Yeah. Thanks, Vin. That was very interesting input because in digital era, all these things really matters. Your branding, your color scheme, what you see is what you believe, they say. So, all right, let's move on to next question. Let me ask Jessica. So, it's MCO, it's movement control order, the period. I mean, almost all the countries are locked down, partially, fully locked down, and all that is going on. So I just want to ask you, how do you plan work from home for your team? And then, any tips to increase productivity, or, do you have any sales happening these days? Just need your comment on this. Yeah.
I think there's no sales activities, a lot of cancellations. Yeah, but that's it. I think we had a heads up from Singapore where they went on MCO earlier. So what's happening right now is that we are actually looking at, we have actually migrated from an offline system to an online system late last year. So the team is actually scheduled to work on the online system because there's so many hotels in Malaysia at the moment. And then another team is split to do the XML. And because we are also looking at domestic as one point of interest, so we're going to have to pivot and go out of that norm and try to move into a B2C sphere, looking at Malaysians and Singaporeans for that matter. So the team is pretty busy loading products and also working out XML connections with the suppliers backend. Yeah.
Amazing, Jessica. So that means your team has really busy doing a lot of work there. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So let me move on to Irvine. Just want to ask this question. This is going in my mind for a couple of times. Like, do you have any advice for product owners, hoteliers? Probably, yes, they might be some of your competitors, but you still can give them advice. Like, what should be the marketing activities they should be involved to get prepared for the post-COVID era? Because it's still going on. It's not over yet. So what do you think? How do they get prepared for it? As you rightly said, the new norm.
Must I answer the questions? Anyway, anyway, it's not really easy to give exact advice. But I must say that, okay, firstly, we have to really understand, okay, let me perhaps give it into more specific, okay, example, okay, to my peer hoteliers, okay. Let's, based on the current situation, the scenario, okay, we can probably forget about expecting inbound, long haul kind of traveling, the customer who are going to be coming to Malaysia, okay, whether it's from Europe or even China, the thought that the first bouncing back market, put it on hold, put it aside, okay, and even the closest neighbor country like Indonesia, put it aside, okay, or even Singapore, because the issues here is talking about the virus spreading very fast. So if we are going to be paying too much of attention into targeting the audience that might not be coming, okay, scared to come, or they may have booked several reservations with you, but ended up being cancelled. So the number of amount of efforts and the spend to bring this kind of crowd into your business, it will end up be a total loss, okay? And therefore, okay, you can forget about inbound temporary. And when we talk about this domestic, how large is our population? It's not that very huge. Therefore, you must be able to do something that is extraordinary, okay? Like my boss always said, must be extraordinary, creative, okay? The outstanding, which other competitor might not have think of, okay? There are still a lot. Looking at the past of what we have done, there's still a lot of opportunity that we have not discovered. We have not even explored. So try to focus more on that and spend lesser, okay, until MCO later.
All right. Okay, so fantastic. I think, yeah, it's rightly said. We have to spend less and have the strategies to face for the post-COVID era. So let me go to Wind. Can I can I ask you that, for the offline businesses, right? They normally already have a regular client base. So if you are moving to online, how do they get to expand their target customers? And there will be a lot of questions in people's mind. So can you shed some light into that?
Okay. Actually, I just saw live comments that MCO have been extended to 15 May.
Oh,
So I
thanks for the
think,
news.
yeah. So there is a lot of things that everyone can do now because you have another 2 weeks. So like what Presanth asked just now, what I think is because now the offline customers, right? I bet they are all online now because they will be either spending most of the time online or they will be spending some of their time online. So for those offline agents or offline businesses, they can actually try to adopt this concept, which is the latest concept that in our digital world we call it OMO. OMO stands for online merge offline. So this OMO will actually help you to run both of the businesses at the same time. So talking about target audience wise, definitely you will get a new target audience because online is a new platform for you. Offline, you already have yours. So for offline you can actually do to your community around your area. Let's say you are in a certain area, your customers base will probably be maybe 20 kilometers away from you. That's how offline works. When you talk about online, your customers will be borderless. They can be anywhere. So if I'm for myself, I'm in Penang now, and I believe most of our panelists is from KL. So you see, through this online digitalization, you can actually bring everyone together at one point. So when you mention about will the target audience increase, I believe it will increase. How much is depends on how many platform and how much you want to step into digitalization, how much focus you want to put in it, how much effort you want to put in it. So just now I see the live questions. People are asking whether this is when we talk about digitalizations, is it talking about marketing and things like that. So what we'll be sharing today is we will be sharing more on the marketing part. Of course, digitalization is not limited to marketing. Digitalization, you can bring your HR to a digital platform. You can actually bring your accounting to a digital platform. You can bring your logistic into a digital platform. You can bring everything. Basically, for now, you can bring everything into a digital platform. So that one we will be talking about it maybe in the future time because in order to be digitalized on that part of point, you need to have quite a big amount of budget. So today we try to make it as simple as possible where everyone can start implementing it after our webinars end. All right, thank you. Back to you, Presanth.
Thank you, Wind. Very good observation. I just like to take one of the questions for you, Wind. It's a technology related question, so I think you can answer this. So they are asking, if we go online, how do you drive traffic to our business?
All right, That's a question where I believe everyone is wanting to know. So, okay, to go online, you can actually use multiple platforms. That's what we call multi-channel marketing. So instead of you go online through your website, you just set up a website. You can actually create social media accounts. That's another most important thing next to website, right? So like how to actually drive traffic, you need to see where your customer is. The very first thing I will advise is you need to come up with your customer avatar. Customer avatar is something like you take all your customer base and you put it on the table and you think about it. All these customers, how old are they? What is their income? Where are they from? Whether they are online or they buying newspaper, you must know what your customer is doing. You must know where your customer is. So from there, you can actually find out which platform they are in. So for example, what I can say, if let's say you are a B2C business, definitely you want to find your customer in Facebook, because most of your customer will be in Facebook, I believe. At another point of view, the B2B customers, the B2Bs will be mostly in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very good platform for B2B businesses. You definitely have to go and create an account, and you have to put your effort into building your LinkedIn account. So to drive traffic, what you can do is like how we do this webinar is we actually created the concept that we're gonna do the webinar live in Facebook. But how we drive the traffic from everywhere to Facebook is, first we have to create something where everyone will go there to register. So for example, you are talking about your website. So your website is the main point. So for us, Facebook is our main point. So what we do is we create a place for people to register. Then we send that through our website. We post it on our website saying that we will be having this. We post it on our Facebook saying that we will be having this thing. We even post it on our LinkedIn that we will be having this. And the best thing and the most important thing is you need to do email marketing, because every business players, they will be reading their emails, because our target audience are business owners. So we know our business, we know our audience, they are business owners. Definitely they will read emails. So that's why we send out all the emails to all our players, and that's how they come into this Facebook Live right now. So I hope that it answers your question. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Vin. That was a very detailed explanation. Okay, I just have this question for Jessica. I've seen that your company has been handling group tours, right? So how do you see the future of group tours? Like, if you can think of any alternative to fill the gap, because eventually post-COVID, we don't expect groups. That's going to be a biggest challenge. So what is, do you guys plan something, or do you have something in mind to share? Thank you.
Okay, so I think before the group tours, I saw some questions come in regarding what are the things that could be an immediate change a tour operator could do. So perhaps some things that we could do really is to look at the best practice benchmarking. And right now, I think China is ahead of us. They came out of COVID. They have done really well in controlling So looking into what the Chinese government or the tour operators are actually operating right now, benchmarking against their best practices. So some of the things that we have taught about is really to look at health and safety as a top priority for our passengers. What we do is that really to convey this message either via through EDM, either via through WhatsApp. Like, you know, we have a weekly Zoom engagement with our clients to tell them that this is where Traveler is, this is what Traveler is going to do. We have also talked about like infrared thermometers, mass sanitization of our vehicles, doing up checklist processes. And we could actually put them into videos to then send it to, number one, communicate to our team. Because if our team, we can have very fancy jargons for ourselves as a employer or a management level, but the team cannot understand this benchmark practice, then it's no use. So internal communication is one, then external. So looking at best practices of what China is doing right now, and then we can then follow suit because it will not run too far, right, from that. We've also spoken to hotels. I think a lot of hotels are doing so well with containing COVID-19. They have really very good best practices. So I've noted that a lot of hotels have put in steps and procedures. So this is what we are doing right now, is actually speaking to a group of hotels to ask them, hey, what are you doing with your hotel? You know, what's the plan? How are you doing the sanitization? So that we could actually work together collectively as an ecosystem to bring forth that video that you have, to bring forth that message that you have that that it is a safe hotel to be in. So that's it. That's the first bench. That's the first thing that we should do. Then to look at, yeah. And then I would also urge to work really collectively with Tourism Malaysia to come up with a Malaysia is Safe campaign. Yeah, so this is where the digital marketing will come into play. I remember when COVID first struck, right? A pool of travel agents, we actually got together on a WhatsApp and we talked to each other and we say that, hey guys, we cannot let tourism slide. So a lot of us have actually come together, spoken to guides and all, and we had campaigns going on where we videoed our passengers with Malaysia is safe, you know, hashtag, and then we put them on Facebook, we put them on our Insta stories, we put them into our LinkedIn to really convey that Malaysia is a very safe destination, and we look forward to you coming back because we have excellent healthcare. So these are the two things that I feel that, you know, immediate changes first, so that we can then look into things like group travel, because group travel is something that would not happen so likely. We would think that smaller groups will happen, and I do hope that. So that again, speaking to our hotel partners, where they said that, okay, this is what we're going to do in a meeting space, how social distancing is going to play, how you know, the check-in processes is going to play. So I would confidently say that family groups, leisure groups, 20 to maybe 30 passengers where we can social distance them in vehicles may happen. Yeah.
Very good observation, Jessica. I think, yes, I mean, Malaysia is safe is indeed a very important campaign to be. I'm sure Tourism Malaysia is looking at it. You know, it's going to give a lot of confidence on travelers and operators all over the world. Let me ask Irvine a question on analytics. I mean, of course, data analytics is something which is very, very complex subject, which we can't discuss in a webinar or so. But then I just want to ask you, like, your data analytics in your day-to-day marketing activities, do you guys practice something in terms of data analytics in your daily work?
Yes.
Yeah.
What I always, always share with my subordinates, with my colleagues is data is not something. I mean, data. We talk about analyzing the data. The computer is not designed to tell any lies. Okay, they're just telling facts. So apparently, okay, by analyzing the data that we have, by simply visiting those like our Google Analytics to find out what kind of trends that people are visiting, and then who are these people. And of course, in the current situations, the numbers are dropping by so much, which also reflecting why the bookings doesn't increase. Okay, the trend is still the same, except that the visitors are not coming in. But by doing this, the website, we can also analyze a lot from those like Facebook in terms of users, or in those like email blasts, like those days you're sending hundred thousands of emails, how many really people open the emails, and when they open, do they really unsubscribe, or actually do they click through what products? So by analyzing these trends, we at least know whether people are still have the interest to travel once the MCO are lifted. Okay, but you say, for example, there are no people is clicking, is reading, or visiting, then it's a bigger problem. But fortunately speaking, okay, I am still reading hundreds and hundreds of thousands of data every day, and we are in good shape. A lot of people cannot wait to get out from the house. Okay, so really cannot wait to get out, including myself. Okay, so but the thing is, we have to be very careful, like what Jessica just said. The safety is very important. We need to at least make sure that the hotels is at a clean and safety place to visit. Okay, we do not want to actually spread the virus from the place where we are protecting. So, but I must say that through the analytics, it give me a lot of confidence that the bounce back will be coming soon. And
all right, so great. It's a nice input. Yeah, it's a very useful input. I'm sure people will get used to data, and it will eventually bring into their marketing tactics. So actually, guys, we are running short of time. We have a lot of questions still to ask all of you, but then we are running short of time. So I'll just like to sum it down. I would ask each one of you a final takeaway from today's episode. You can just have your opinion on for our audience. So I'll start with Win. You can have your final takeaway, a brief about what you need to do.
All right. For my side, I think that every business should try to go online, either in a big scale or a small scale. So digital is a must now due to the new norms. So I believe that when you go digital, you will see there is a lot of opportunities that you can actually explore into. So the questions in the live comments, later I will be replying most of them personally, and hopefully that we can see the tourism and hotel industry bloom again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vin, for today's session. I'm sure the viewers will also enjoy the conversation. So we'll see you back soon, some other time. Thank you so much. All right, let me go back to Jessica. So can I have your final thoughts so that the viewers will get
I think it's normal to be feeling that whether there's going to be a forward for DMCs. We are actually not alone in this, because I think everybody is in that. One thing I do know is that I think all the business owners, even employees, actually, a lot of times my staff is the one telling me whether or not we are on the right track or not. So we do know what our core competence is. So you remember to, at this time, don't let it be a time of like fear. Look into what you have or what we have and reset. Yeah. Reset as in what business makes us money, what doesn't, and then cut it, right? And this is a really good time for digitalization, because I have seen so many platforms that come up and say that we're giving you 90 days free trial. We're giving you 60 days free trial. And I'm thinking, how come these things didn't happen like, many, many years ago, So look at your resources, look at what you have instead of counting what the loss is, because loss will grip us with fear. But I think together, working together, like I said, what are the best practices, and coming together, speak to your business partners, speak to the hotels, speak to the attractions, speak to tourism boards, speak and come together and come up with best solutions. Then we can come out of this together stronger. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jessica. It was, I think we really enjoyed your point of views, and I think the viewers also enjoyed it. It was really insightful information, and we will see you soon again in some another webinars. Yeah, thank you so much for your precious time.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so let me ask Irvine, any final thoughts, Irvine?
Okay, during this period of time, we know that you cannot be personally welcoming customers to stay at the hotel. But what you can do, at least try to improvise yourself in terms of knowledge from digital. Try to read more, or even if you know what kind of system that you wanted to do a setup, this is the best time. Nobody is going to distract you from your daily work. Set up all these things to prepare better that we are going to find very soon. So be calm and just do a lot of setting up preparations to welcome the new customer.
All right. So thank you so much, Irvine. It was a very, very engaging session, and we really enjoyed your thoughts and your advices. So we'll see you soon back in some other webinars or some other live sessions. So thank you so much, Irvine. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
So, all right, guys. So just we have almost towards the end of our session. So be very tactical on your approach. Be focused on your strongest product, and be sure that your sales approaches are based on those online strategies. And always think positive. Actually, it is the best opportunity for you to reinvent your business lineup. When we recover, you will have your additional products ready, and then what you were good at will always be there in end of the day. So digital is the way forward. So by surviving this crisis, you are unlocking a new opportunity, an additional segment for your business, which in normal courses we normally don't do, because we always get comfortable with what we have, and we don't look at expanding different markets or whatsoever. So that's a very golden opportunity all of us have got. So I believe today's session was very informative to all of you. Upcoming sessions, we will bring in more other segments in tourism industry, like MICE operators and convention bureaus, tourism departments, and online travel agents and technologies. So we will make it more interactive. And I always believe that the biggest part of our digital transformation is change the way we think. So what we actually need is a digital mindset first. So we will all do our best to help whatever we could do. And ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to see you on our upcoming sessions. Do let us know what type of interaction you love to watch. So let us know on the comment section so that we can make it more interesting for you all. Once again, thank you so much for joining. Goodbye.